Welcome to Success Today with Jack Canfield. I'm your host, Jack Canfield. I'm here with Terry Inglese, who's all the way from Europe to talk about the work she's doing. So really glad to have you here with us today. So give us a little bit of a background of yourself and your life and what's led you up to what you're doing now, and then we'll delve deeper into that.
First of all, Jack, I'm very happy and honored to have this interview with you. I'm Swiss and also Italian. So my parents, they left Italy in the 60s and they went to Switzerland to work. And so I was born there and I grew up there. So I merged the best qualities of these two countries, let's say like this. Switzerland, very disciplined, very precise, very accountable. And from my Italian background, I'm bringing enthusiasm, creativity, a little bit of craziness.
Yeah, always a passion too.
Yes, exactly. So I am working in academia. I am a researcher and a lecturer in the field of business communication, and I try in my job to bring a spark in students in reading, writing, and critically think and produce good papers. I work at the Swiss University of Applied Sciences and Arts, and there we are also conducting educational research on projects, especially right now with AI. So it's a new challenge for us, how to use the best AI tools for creating, for example, chatbots for learning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also an Italian instructor. So in my free time, I teach Italian to adults. I calculated that around in one academic year, I have around 400 students. Wow. So it's a lot, so I try to do the best I can.
So what are you most excited about in your work right now?
Right now, we are exploring the potentialities of AI. Especially, we have a project, interesting project with a Swiss railway company.
Mm-hmm.
It was surprising to me because they asked for an Italian instructor to teach Italian to German-speaking train drivers. And so right now we are using the potentialities of AI in order to create a chatbot for them.
I actually took a train from Italy to Switzerland once. Maybe it was a German train driver.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yes.
So you talked about one of the things you're looking to do is create more collaboration between perhaps people in Europe and people in the United States.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
So because I'm working at this Swiss University of Applied Sciences and Arts, I'm working in the School of Business department.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we are always looking for collaborating with US universities. For example, have the chance next year in 2026 to do some research with research centers here in the US on AI applied to education. So that's something that I'm preparing in this time. Yeah.
It's interesting. There's a young man, it's the same conference that we're recording this at, who's 15 years old. And he is now going to a school which does 2 hours of education in the morning directed by AI, but studying traditional subjects. And then the rest of the day working on projects to solve real world problems using AI, which I found fascinating because I think for so long, universities and schools were afraid of AI. As the students wouldn't study anymore. It's going to write all their papers. How are we going to deal with that? I think people are starting to come around and say, well, look, this is there. How do we use it successfully so people can use it to do things that maybe we don't have to memorize all the stuff we used to do, and resources a little different. And then we can use these to go and solve problems. And it's going to be a major shift, I think, in the way universities and high schools think. Do you agree with that?
Yes. I also have to be honest that when it came out in 2022, it was a little bit a shock because you just realize that the way we taught is a little bit outdated. We need to bring AI into the classroom. We need to bring the elephant in the room, as there is this nice expression.
Yeah.
I love animals, so it doesn't matter to have one elephant more. No, and so it's a big shift in the instruction, definitely. Yeah.
If you were sitting, imagine that all these universities are sitting opposite us here, and you're saying to them, "I want to work with you." What would you tell them? How would you describe that? They would go, "Yeah, let's do it."
Well, first of all, you have to know what's the learning goal, what's the learning objective, what you want that students master, okay? And then work around the learning goal. But of course, we don't have also to underestimate that students already bring into the classroom their own experience with AI. So we have to take into account also this aspect.
Right.
In fact, right now I'm working on designing my module, which is called Academic Writing and Critical Thinking. And I need to know how they are already using AI in order to better match the skills that they have to develop in my module. And I also learn from them. So it's always a win-win. Because probably they are using AI in a different way that I'm using it. So it's nice to have this exchange and to work together. It's a co-creation, let's say like this.
When you're in this business school environment and you
Yes.
see AI coming along, and a lot of people are scared of AI, they're afraid of what it's going to do in jobs, and people won't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm starting to see already news about graduates who 5 years ago chose to major in IT, and now they're graduating and going, wait a second, what we studied isn't needed so much anymore. When you look at it from the perspective of being a faculty member at a business school, are people worried about the future of business?
Being worried is important because this means that it pushes you to learn also. For me, it's important to always be updated. So I enrolled myself also in classrooms and in courses in order to understand myself. What can this tool do, for what kind of purposes, and why? So to answer to your question, yeah, we need to learn constantly. Okay, it's this lifelong learning cycle that you have to get in. Otherwise, your competencies are fast updated, and we don't want it.
Yeah.
We don't want it.
Yeah. So we're talking about success.
Yeah.
How do you define success? I mean, it's a word with a lot of different meanings for a lot of different people.
Yeah.
How would you define success for yourself?
So let me share an event that happened to me, just to, because success, it means many things for many people. I mean, it's very subjective. 3 decades ago, I wanted to work for the television, for the Swiss public television. Yes, this was my dream. I made it in getting a training and entering into the Swiss public television after I graduated. And the first job they gave me was to produce a new TV program. It was about animation, but not for kids, for everyone. So I was very excited because I was able to go to festivals, to talk with animators. I mean, this very creative group of filmmakers. And I was putting together my TV show, 30 minutes each week for 52 weeks. And my TV program lasted 3 years. It was a success. People were calling, and also many school of cinema, they were appreciating the fact that, you know, there was this new cinematographic experience around. So after 3 years, they cut the budget. And so I was invited to work in the archives. So I was practically becoming from a TV producer to archiving other people's show. So it was a little bit a shock for me.
Yeah, for sure.
But I told to myself, well, there must be something in this shift in my career. So one day, a colleague, brought me a box full of beta tapes. I mean, these old tapes.
Sure.
And I started to watch this tape because I needed to archive this content. And I was baffled because I saw all these very interesting interviews done with scholars in the 70s, 80s, 90s that usually are read through a text. So I thought to myself, I had a similar experience as you are quoting in your in the documentary, The Secret. Do 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 do.
Right.
Okay, I thought, well, what about if I bring this material into the classroom? So these multimedia authors, visible, audible to the classroom. Maybe students might learn this content in a different way, not in a better way or a worse way, in a different way. So I started an exploration. I left the TV, I enrolled in a PhD program, and I found a professor that wanted to collaborate with me. So I became an educational researcher. So I conducted some research with these multimedia authors compared to only text-based author.
Right.
And I wanted to understand how students would learn with this support, additional support. It turned out that students are more, they write more words when they report what they learned from these multimedia authors, and they engage more in the learning experience. This success, let's say like this, brought me also to come to the UC Santa Barbara because I got a grant to study this phenomenon, multimedia learning, with a very important instructor at the university. And it was in that time, 2008, that I discovered your text. So success is when you have these drawbacks in your life, you just change the way, the direction of your life, and you take the lead. You reject rejection, because I didn't want to remain in the archive, archiving other people's work, and here we are. It gave me a lot of possibilities to improve myself. Yeah,
That's great. Well, it's interesting that every challenge is an opportunity.
exactly.
And if you're
Exactly.
going to hold that and then use
Exactly.
that to take the lead
Exactly.
forward. And
So for
explore
me, this is a success because you transform something that's a drawback, an obstacle, into a new challenge in your life.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw a quote there that says, "What's in the way is the way."
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
very
exactly,
good, very good.
Exactly.
Well, I hate to bring this to an end because we just have a minimal amount of time here. But if people want to reach you to find out more about these opportunities you have for collaboration, find out what you're doing, what you're learning, where do they go? How do they find you?
Yes, they can reach me through the email that you see.
Great. We'll put it up on the screen
Yes,
for people.
exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Okay.
Good.
Well, keep up the good work. I love what you're doing. It's exciting. And
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And it has been 16 years that I'm following your principles of success, and I'm blessed to have met you on my way.
Well, I'm blessed to have been any part of your journey because I
Yes.
think you're doing great work. So
Yes.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks to all of you for tuning in today.
Thanks.
And make sure you tune in next week where I'll have another fascinating guest for you to learn from and connect with and take your life to the next level.